I want to take a minute and go over insulin safety. This is important because insulin is considered a high-risk drug, meaning it can cause harm if given inappropriately. However, don't get worried. If simple rules are followed, insulin is a very safe drug to have in your home. So for the first rule, we want to make sure that insulin is given and it's given with food on schedule. By now, you've probably met with your veterinarian and been asked to give a certain amount of insulin followed by a certain amount of prescribed dog food. You want to make sure that those are given together and you don't separate the two because insulin is designed to go with food to help you digest parts of the food. One trick to help you keep on schedule is to use an insulin or diabetes logbook. Lots of people are using this and it's helping people make sure that the correct amount of insulin and food are given to your pet and they're given on time. If you have a very hectic week, it's crazy, it's busy, crazy day, you can't remember if you gave insulin or food or not, the schedule is there to help you remember if you did. And then also, if more than one person in the home is given insulin and food to your pet, it'll help you know if that person has given it or if it's your turn to give it. So the Insulin and Diabetes Logbook can be a very helpful tool for you and the entire house. The next thing is to remember that insulin needs to stay cold. In order for insulin to work correctly, when it's stored, it needs to be stored in a cold environment. Also, you want to try to keep insulin as clean as you can because remember the top of the vial is a rubber stopper that is sterile, but we don't want a lot of stuff dripping and falling on it. So what I do is I have a drawer in my refrigerator and the only thing I keep in there is insulin needles and the insulin vial. It may not be a drawer for you, but finding a spot in your refrigerator where the insulin and the needles live is a very helpful way for you to know that the insulin is in a cold temperature and that it stays active for you. If you do find the insulin sitting on the counter overnight, it rolled behind something on the counter, you don't know how long it's been sitting out, but the vial feels warm to you, it might not work that well. There's no guarantee that when you give your dog the dose of insulin that it's going to work like it should. So you want to try to keep it in a cold environment as long as you can. Next, you want to make sure that you have a good sharps container because after you give insulin, what do you do with your needle now? It's not the best idea to put the cap back on top because you might get poked or scratched with the needle. But you don't want to just throw them away either because you don't want them loose in your garbage can. So one thing that you probably already have in your home to make a sharps container out of is an old detergent bottle. So first you want to make sure that the sharps container is labeled sharps. That way both you and the garbage disposal company know exactly what's in the bottle. A detergent bottle is very good because the walls of the detergent bottle are thick and a needle probably isn't going to poke through. There's a nice opening on top to drop the needle and the caps in, and then you have a lid to cover up the top so that the needles aren't falling out. If you are not sure if your garbage disposal company is okay with the detergent bottle, you can call and ask them. Most garbage disposal companies prefer a detergent bottle. However, if you want to make sure, a good thing to do is to call and ask them about it. Finally, you want to make sure that the person handling the insulin in the home is the person trained to handle it. You want to try to keep it out of the hands of individuals who may not know how to handle the insulin or that it is a high-risk drug. So if you and or someone else in your home has had training with the veterinarian on how to store the insulin, how to give the insulin, what to do with a complication, you want to make sure that the trained person is the one that manages the insulin. Okay, so remember insulin is a high-risk drug. However, if simple rules are followed, it's a very safe drug to have in your home and your pet will stay safe and you will stay safe.
Thanks for watching. If you want more information on dog diabetes or the printable recipes and worksheets that accompany the videos, then be sure to check out ShuggyPups.com. Take care.